see. Here we go. Kristen, you'll love this. And then Ben, let's see. Ben, what's your phone number? 901 something.
871-6514.
6514. Yeah, okay, there it comes up. Historic Columbus, Indiana, 1918 ice cream shop.
Want to just
That
share?
organ is worth $500,000.
Hi, Michael.
Still connecting to the audio. Oh. You can hear it shakes.
It's okay. Oh, should I be unmuted on my actual laptop or
No,
okay, good. All right.
Actually, all of the sound on all of your devices need to be turned off.
All right, mine is muted. Yeah, mine's off.
Okay.
So it's a rainy day in Columbus. I'm glad you guys got some snow.
A little bit, not
Okay.
much.
Oh, hey, Michael, what are you in town?
I am. I came to see you, Mark.
Well, but you're not with me.
No.
Okay. All right. Well, then we'll go ahead and call to order the HARC chair meeting.
Recording.
Okay, we'll call to order the HARC chair meeting. HARC chair meeting of November 17th, 2025. We have one topic this morning. Welcome everybody. Actually, there's nobody in the public listening. So here we go. 124 and 126 East Colorado, consideration of a minor school application for an alteration of a rated structure inside the THLD that does not increase floor area per 7203A3C2. Legal description as stated at lot 72, block 8, town of Telluride. Address 124 and 126 East Colorado. It's an historic commercial zone district. Owner is Telluride Shanghai LLC. Applicant McAllister Architects. Staff member Ben Tribble. Ben, take it away.
Can you guys hear me?
Yes.
All right, fantastic. And I'm still hidden behind this pole somehow. So should have
I told you to take the other seat.
I should have taken Mark up on his
That's all right. You know what you look
advice.
like.
All right, so I'm going to share my screen here. Okay, I think that was maybe Lance. Can you guys see my screen?
It's coming. There it is. You're good.
All right, great. I'm just going to go. There's nothing really to write home about on this. I'm reading off of just the packet, some of the land use stuff, as well as historic information. If anyone wants to look over the packet, that is online with a more in-depth type up. Basically, we've got just brief looking over land use compliance, considering that this is on, second and third. We wanted to make sure it wasn't over the current max height allowed with that existing approval from HARC in the past. The current stair addition and rails, planters, et cetera, are below the max height as well as the 3-to-1 bulk plane. So I just wanted to note that from a land use that it's not affecting any changes or adding to any height. These additions are on 5SM.1551 and 5SM1.1552. These are contributing. Construction dates are estimated around 1900s. This is inside our historic landmark district. Treatment area is the Main Street commercial with many rated structures in the vicinity. Project scope, as you know, it's an addition of a stair to connect two existing roofs, placing decking and planter boxes for the use of customers of the property. This has been noticed appropriately. We did want to note around the site summary and significance. 124 and 126 East Colorado are located on the south of Colorado. They are contributing structures with significant contribution to the broad pattern of Telluride history, with an emphasis on being well-preserved examples of a single-story storefront brick commercial building displaying a high standard of physical integrity. It is stylized in the late 19th and early 20th century American commercial style and initially intended for commercial and bar uses. It continues to be used as such today. We've got a little bit of the staff analysis for the guidelines. We've already said it's under MS and RE, which we've kind of captured just for the sake of intrigue. I'm going to flip slides just so we have visuals while I read this because the other slide is quite boring. So things that I noted on here, and you can see on the memo, in the Main Street guidelines, I think a concern that was brought up was just maintaining views. That's Article A, preserve views down Main Street and alleys to the east and the canyon and historic landmarks. This does not affect any of those view corridors, so we just want to say that that was compliant. Around rehab standards, we've captured, does it affect historic features and materials? Roofs and building materials. This is Article 3, 6, and 31. I won't really go too in depth on that because those are already highlighted. But here on the slide, I've just kind of got scope, addition of stair connecting two existing roofs to allow for an upper deck area. The design shown does not affect historic integrity of the building. In the sense of visibility from the street as shown in the packet from the applicant. And they'll talk to this a little bit more, as well as per the memo, location, materials, and concept are acceptable per RE and MS guidelines, and staff would move to approve. That's basically all I have. I would like to pass this on to Mr. Michael to kind of talk a little bit more in depth of the project.
Okay, I don't have any other questions. Will just add to your comments that actually, and it happened to me, Michael, on the last hour, aka the Buck, we had this similar situation, but of course it was for commercial use, which were permanent installation of furniture, et cetera, et cetera. This is residential, but I have some concerns under 28B2, and I'm going to listen to the applicant before I make up my mind about and I'll just read it because Michael may not have it. What I see in 28B2 MS is parapet should be high enough to screen rooftop decks and any other appurtenances seen from the street, such as hot tubs, umbrellas, awnings, planters, etc., should not project above the parapet wall. Well, in this case, it's strange because this guideline is written as if there's the deck on the second floor, which already exists, which there is a parapet wall. But, and then if you don't mind sharing that photo I sent you on the street before I left yesterday, while I'm talking, then the question is, it says, should not be visible from across the street on the sidewalk. Well, if you see this photo in a minute, and I'll let Michael then get started. I don't know if he has something to share on the screen, but I just want to get this out of the way. You do see it, and you will see this, although it's temporary with a railing and
That's what he wanted to. Yeah, I don't have because it's on my email or whatever, but this is kind of similarly recreating.
Oh, there you go. Yeah, go
Visage. Yeah,
Right
this
there,
is kind
right
of
there.
similar.
Okay, yeah, so we're gonna see it. We're gonna see the top of the stairs from this angle. I would agree that directly across the building, from the building on the sidewalk, without this hill or sloping street, you probably don't see the stairway and you might see an umbrella, but oh yeah, there you go. So, cause you see the lower umbrella, you're sure as heck gonna see the higher umbrella, but that's my only concern, and I'll let the applicant take over and we'll work this out together. So, good morning. Go ahead, Michael.
Good morning. Yeah, maybe do you guys still have that street up? Was that you doing that, Mark?
No, that was me. I can do that for you, Michael.
Okay. Do you mind just going down the street a little bit more and looking at the buck too? Just since we're on it, and then I'll share my screen.
Yeah, the only place you see it is from uphill.
Yeah, if you look here, if you turn around now and look back at the buck.
Yeah. Oh, a truck drove in the way.
Yeah. And can you go a little closer just to see the
Zoom in.
and then not that yeah, kind of on the side too, but not that umbrella thing that is another application thing we're not allowed to talk about probably, but
where do you want me to zoom in?
On the project.
I could just zoom in. I'm looking at it sort of on the side street on the buck above where you see the rail there. That's all. I just want to point it out, and then we'll go. just for approvals, past approvals.
Yeah.
All right, so do I share screen?
Yeah, I'll stop sharing. Cool.
Okay, thanks, Ben.
All right, do you guys see that?
Yep, we're with you.
All right. Well, thank you, Mark, for being here. And I know it's just us, so please just we can do this as informally as you like. I know Mark worked on this project a long time ago with HARC and Peter Sante at the time, and then I spent a great deal of time working on the facade of this building and doing the detailing. Um, Ben and Kristen, you weren't here, but this whole front, well, not the whole front facade, but all the brickwork above the what's the Kasahana and the clothing store now had to be, redetailed, figured out. We've spent a lot of time looking at historic photos to bring it back, strip the old paint, and there was a bunch of concrete kind of stuck on top of it. So um, I guess just to say that I completely agree, and I know Mark has spent a lot of time on this, and we're really proud of the work that we did on this project when we brought this facade back into what it was historically and what you see today. It cleaned up a lot on the block. So, um,
Hey, if it makes you feel good, this photo after your restoration and fixing that parapet wall, et cetera, is actually in our new design guideline book.
oh, good.
So you can't
Yeah.
say you didn't do a good job.
Well, I think we all care, and I think I just want to make sure that you guys knew that we all care about it, and that goes to the planning department also. I mean, I spent countless hours, and Mark, you probably did too, with Jana on this and looking at details, everything
Yeah,
down to these little square plates, because we had to hold up that facade is all everything was leaning against each other and nothing was holding each other up. So
yeah,
those little steel plates there are actually kind of helping keep this facade together. And I know I spent countless hours with Jana looking at various ideas for those that might be appropriate. So I just want to say that we deeply care about the history of this building and agree with it. And as Mark said, we don't, the guidelines aren't about invisibility, but they are about secondary, and we don't want to see things that might distract from this facade and the history of Telluride. And that umbrella, which just for your information, this is a pretty tall umbrella. It's actually sitting up on this deck here. I should have measured it for you, but I'm gonna guess it's 15 feet tall, something like
yeah,
that.
yeah.
And it probably should be moved out. I think it's still up there. I should probably tell Olivier to put it in storage for the winter. Um, but just so you know, it's actually up on this raised elevation, which is the elevation of this deck is 3 feet below the top of the parapet at the street. So it's quite a bit higher than um, the rest of the deck back there. Um, so as Ben mentioned, it is the height of the rail is below the allowable height. Um, this is the existing conditions today. As you can see, the deck elevation, parapet, and then the roof set far back from the street. And what we're proposing is to add this staircase up to the deck. If I didn't have to have a handrail on it, I would take it off for you, but Sam's going to require a handrail to get up there. It is set back 32 feet from the street from where the deck will start, which is about here. And then I really wanted to push it back further. So the main part of the deck is actually back about 43 feet from the street to where the deck is from the walkway. So I do
Mhm.
think it's set back substantially for that bulk plane. And then the rail on the deck proper is similar to what I did um, on the rooftop of the Buck, where there's actually planters that soften anything that you might see, but this is setback so far. I don't, this is probably not the point of conversation.
Yeah,
From the alley, just as a reference point, we're about 62 feet off of the alley. And even though this is not a corner lot, a lot of the views that we're looking at are as if this is a corner lot, but of course this is an infill property. But for today, it sort of reads as a corner lot, but this will be filled in at some point in time. But we're set back about 25 to 30 feet from the side because this is a wide lot, wider than normal.
okay,
For the materials, I'm looking at the roof decking to be something similar to what I did at the Buck, which is a wood pave system that just sits on top of the rubber deck. That's the lowest I can kind of make it and keep it maintainable. The rail system is steel with planters, and this is just a view of the existing deck here. Oh, one thing I should note is that the height of the rail um, is approximately the same elevation, or it's within inches of the Gargoyle building parapet. It's actually a shared parapet, but that building. And then some views as we were flying around, I think it's pretty close to what we were seeing doing our street view. I put some tree things here for furniture, but reference. But as we kind of saw, the view that we see the most is actually as if it was a corner lot, which again, it's not. So that will become better as the lots are filled in, but you will see something up here. I would argue that it is very much a secondary element um, and not primary. And we can look at that condition. And then one thing just for and I know this isn't historic, but just for I didn't know if we were going to get into conversation about upper roof decks, but this is an approval recently from 115 West Colorado.
yeah, we're good with the deck.
Okay. That's not relevant then at all. So I think it really comes down to that conversation of, um, is it okay to see something, um, be it very secondary from the street? And I believe there's examples of it at the Buck. It is harder on these projects that are very low and very much like the Buck and the National that are low. But I do think there are precedent for it as long as it is read as very secondary. So that
Okay.
was sort of our approach to it, Mark.
All right, well, I don't think we'll deliberate here long, but let's see if there's any public comment. Seeing none and no one joined online. Wonder what they're all doing this morning. They should be here. Famous architect and, great staff and, okay. So I did point out this 28 B2 where it says none of this should be visible, these appurtenances from across the street on the sidewalk. And if you take it literally as well as trying to be pragmatic about this, you don't see it across the street. You only see it as if it was a corner lot, which it's not, and maybe someday they'll build, maybe they won't. But I think I'm going to accept the argument that it's a secondary element, and it's also temporary and removable, which many times affects these decisions versus if it was some permanent structure. What I don't like is that you can see that stairway from down the street on the corner, just the top probably 4 steps, and you can see the railing, but this is the exact same treatment that we approved at the Buck with the railing and the planters. I will note for enforcement purposes, don't put this on your list to do, Kristen, because you got other fish to fry, but they're supposed to have actually plants in there, so it would hide. And actually, at one time, we had it plants the first 2 years and you don't even see the umbrellas from the street. So, but anyway, so I think since it's removable, it's temporary, Obviously, they're doing it for the view. I know we're gonna see a big umbrella there, and this big umbrella we're gonna see, but if that's not removable, I don't know what is. And it's residential, so it's not like other applications where it was permanent and or it's commercial and you see this, every 7 days a week. You're gonna see this during 3 months of the year and with an umbrella up there. So, I mean, I don't wanna go around in circles. I'm gonna agree with staff after I, heard all the evidence and move to approve the CA for 124 and 126 East Colorado based on the findings of the staff memo dated November 21st, 2025. This motion is based on evidence testimony provided at public hearing held on November 21st with notice such hearing provided by Telluride Land Use Code. The revised plans, there are no revised, incorporating the conditions of this approval shall be submitted with 60 days or it's null and void. So unless there's any comment, I think we're through here.
All right. Well, thank you for your time, Mark. I really appreciate it.
Okay.
Out of time, and thank you, Ben, Kristen.
Okay, thank you all. Thanks, Ben and Darren and Kristen. Have a good weekend. We'll adjourn at 9:20 a.m.
Hi, Mark.
Thank you.
See ya.